How you doing, YouTube? Archimedes again, here with an update. Because I have an abundance of these or these, and also a drawer full of other ones, those can stay in the drawer. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I think I kind of give you a rundown. I plan to put a bar in here and hang these, give or take about like that, maybe. And of course they're going to be a little more sunk in, probably a little more back. But I think with this, obviously when I shut this door here, and as you can see, I've got panels on these three, and I've got this drawer nearly complete. Not really sure how I'm going to finish this one out, so at this point I kind of just want to start another drawer. But I do have this one finished somewhat, and I still got some cleaning up to do on the back of this here, at least to get it to where it'll close. It's really not wanting to come flush, and there's a couple spots in here where it's not really all that flush. So with this one, and I still have yet to put handles on it, but this thing actually looks really, really nice in person. Not 100% sure on how it looks on video yet, but this thing is actually doing this diamond plate like this, and I think I'm actually pretty happy with it. I think it's come out really, really good. I've had a lot of compliments on it, at least those that have come over to visit, things like that. And actually a lot of people have suggested, just through videos and or pictures, that I just leave this thing bare metal like it is and just clear coat it. I've thought about that, and I've also thought about just painting it. My main intention was to paint it solid black, and I even got the primer and the paint for it. But that way, the aluminum would actually stand out. You could see the diamond plate separated from the frame itself, and I thought it would actually show up a lot more, kind of a little more appealing to the eye. But there's a lot of people that actually suggested that I just leave it bare metal like it is. It's not rusted, anything like that. Just clear coat it and call it good. So, still not 100% sure on what I want to do with that route yet. But I thought I would give a quick update. I'm going to put a bar across here. I'm actually, my battery, my drill drive. So, I got to finish drilling this side, and then I'm just going to weld just a bead halfway around or so, and then put a couple pegs across there. And probably do another one down here so I can hold my shoulder clamps. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything down at the bottom just yet. But I think on this side, while I've got it open and accessible, I'm probably going to do the same with this one, except I can do things, not sure where my welding hood is yet, but I can definitely do things like welding hood in here, and that I'll have still sufficient enough space where it ain't going to affect this nut at all. And then I thought about doing just a small pocket where I can hold maybe my welding gloves and things like that, at least in this cabinet here. And I may actually have room, which I'll show you in just a second here. When I start building my other bench, my other workbench, I may actually have a little more room in that one, depending on how the second welder cart comes out. And if I play my cards wrong, I may actually just build that as a double stack where it holds that one and my little Hobart. This way I only have one cart to roll around, and then it'll actually give me more storage space with this other workbench. So I'll grab you just a second here, and I'll take you for a cruise. And as you can see, I've actually pulled out this workbench, cleared it off, pulled it out from away from the wall, and I'm thinking that's going to be just about enough room that I'm going to need to put all this in there. And with that, I'll have to take this light and bring it up away from the counter, things like that, up at the cabinet up at the top. And I am going to have to relocate the outlets for this bench, bring it up higher, and put it on the next beam going down. And then probably the same with this one. I may just move it up from where it's at here. This way, my outlets, at least on that other workbench, the workbench stops about right in here somewhere, and I just really would like to keep it about 2 inches, maybe an inch or so away. And go from there. And it really wouldn't take much at all to relocate this, cut the wire, put it up higher, and then actually what I'd like to do is branch it off and put another one somewhere in this area, or maybe further over down the wall. As later in the future, I would like to get rid of this door and just put a double walk-through door and then frame the rest in, and that'll put it to where I can get rid of this overhead and these two beams here. I feel like that would give me a little more freedom. It'll definitely allow me to pull the lawnmower in and out the back, and if I get it just right, I can pull my four-wheeler in and out the back if I need to or wanted to. And also it'll allow me to open up this door and these two east doors and still allow a breeze to come through really nice. So and once again, that's going to be a project that's going to be down the road. As you see, I've got a lot of stuff that I would need to redo or move, and from there it's all about the hurry up and wait. Finances this year were not as what they were expected to be, and hopefully this next year, being that I'm kind of going to go through a change of jobs, technically not, but technically am. So anyway, I figured I'd give you a rundown and maybe a quick shot of this here, and that's about how it's coming out. And I'll have two more drawers down here, and then I'll cover this cabinet and the sides, and then the back, up at the top and down at the bottom, I've got some cheap Luan I'll just put back there, because obviously you're not going to see that, and that'll actually help hold anything that's in there being contaminated with a lot of dust, a lot of debris, and that'll actually give me, by removing all my vice clamps here, that'll actually give me a lot more freedom along this pegboard. I can put some of the other stuff that I more commonly use, or at least things like smaller material that I would use, brazing rods, things like that. So this thing is turning out way better than I originally intended for. So just taking it slow like I am, it really kind of bums me out. But each time that I come out here and I look at this, I think of another idea. You know what? I could do this to it. I'd like to do this to it. And so far I haven't cut anything out, but I think I'm getting close to cutting this bottom shelf here, or at least this mid shelf, and actually bringing it up higher and putting one more maybe in its place, or just adding one more shelf up in here. I don't know what I'm going to store in this cabinet here yet down at the bottom. I think I want my fuel cans for sure, but I'm not 100% sure about everything else. So right now I'm just going to leave that kind of an open idea, and from there keep cruising along like I have been. So anyway, that's my latest update. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.